So the next topic we have today is one that we've been talking about all off season, and we had no idea that this was going to be the biggest story of the off season. And again, this is another topic that we kind of deep dove into this week. Bryce, the Sixers refused to pay Ben Simmons the first part of his contract for the year, which is valued at $8.2 million because he didn't show up to training to media day. He's not at training camp. He's still in California. How do you feel about the Sixers playing big boy ball with Ben Simmons at this point?
Oh, I mean, they did exactly what I thought they should do. Why would you pay someone who clearly doesn't want to be there and doesn't want to uphold his end of the contract that he signed?
Mm-hmm.
If he wants to play big boy ball, then he needs to own up to what he contractually signed and said that he would do. Otherwise, you don't deserve any money.
Well,
He doesn't deserve a dime of what he said he or what his contract says he should get if he doesn't show up. Sorry. I don't care how you feel that the organization feels about you. They catered to a lot of your needs and then you disappeared. That's on you. You don't deserve to get paid. Sorry.
hey, no apologies here, but look, I go up there and shoot poorly from the free throw line and won't take outside shots to get $8.2 million because I can grab 8 rebounds.
Right?
I guarantee I can grab you 8 rebounds.
No, you can't. You can't run up and down the court that many times. Stop.
Hey, in a half court set and someone's missing shots, I can grab some rebounds. Okay,
They're
I can
not
still
playing half court sets, and
I
your
can
knees
still do
would
that.
collapse on you.
I can still do that. Just because I'm hitting 40 this year don't mean I can contribute. My main man, Udonis Haslam, is still contributing in Miami in short minutes. Okay,
That's a
so
professional athlete. Do not disrespect that man ever again by comparing yourself to him. I'm not even a big Haslam fan, and I won't let you do that. Come on.
Has Haslam is my main man, and he's the GOAT. Hey, so to get back on track really quick. All right, so Ben Simmons took the first shot at the Sixers by turning away the players and ghosting the team and things of that nature. Okay, now so if you're the players specifically. Tobias Harris and Matisse Thybulle who went over there. MB offered too, but we're gonna hold that off for a little later. If you're those players and you say, "Hey Ben, let us come to you, let's talk, let's hash it out," and he refuses, if you're one of those teammates, how would you feel?
um, Definitely like a little disrespected. Like we are supposed to kind of be, despite how you and the organization go. Like, and I think that's the biggest problem. It's just Ben Simmons and the organization at this point. But if you're Ben Simmons, like those guys should still be your buddies, like your friends and your teammates. So like for them to just want to come over and you know why, um, to just completely be like, nah, don't worry about it. It just means you've completely in your head mentally moved on from that team. But to not give them the time of day is a little disrespectful. And I'm sure he talked to them all back and forth either through text or phone call or something. I would imagine before they all tried to fly over and see him. So I I just don't think you turn your teammates away like that. You at least hear them out. Um, I just get a bad feel for Simmons' temperament and how he's viewing these situations with the team, based on everything we know over the last since he's come into the league, I guess. Um, I just it feels like a prima donna type attitude, and I get how he, I guess, would have an attitude towards being, I guess, bigger than some of the other players. I don't know. I just don't think he's completely earned it all yet, or been in the league long enough to earn the attitude that I feel like he's portraying. Like he's more important to the team than some of the other players, and even though he's shrunk, like we just saw in the most important times when they need you the most, um, I feel like Embiid is the opposite of that, where he's said the right things and has supported him in the right ways up until just recently when Ben Simmons did turn down the players' meeting. Like I don't know. I don't like anything coming from the Ben Simmons side of this. I guess
Well,
I get not wanting to be in Philly after everything you've done, but all of this is it's been created by you, and so you have to own up to that and handle it in a respectful way. That's how I feel. I get that you want to move on because I would probably want to move on too, but there's a right and wrong way to handle it, and I know Philly hasn't been perfect in how they've handled it. But they've done it about as well as you would think a team could handle it, up until the point where right now Ben Simmons has said some border, or at least rumors, and I guess not exact quotes from him, but the general tone of how he's feeling has been slipping out from his circle and his camp. So we get a gist of how he's feeling, and I just don't agree with how he's handled it at all. So um, if you got to move on, but handle yourself in a professional manner, at least. That's how I feel. And you owe your teammates, you owe them the respect and time to at least hear them out. I feel like so.
we've seen this. We've seen something similar recently, and there is a connection here. Rich Paul has been Simmons' agent. He's also Anthony Davis's agent, and we know Anthony Davis forced his way out of New Orleans with a year and a half left on his contract, which was still odd because most people thought, hey, that was too early for a player to kind of make a demand that way. This is the first year of Ben Simmons' contract extension, so effectively he has 4 years left. So this is a situation that we've never seen before. Now, the connection is, of course, the agents who we all know is actually connected to LeBron James as well. I'm from the old school. Agents worked for players. Do you think the agent is making a bad move in backing Ben Simmons and saying, "Hey, this is the best move for you to make for your career"? Because I think it could be career suicide.
Well, I mean, you should have the wherewithal to at least not just take everything your agent says, but also your agent has, like, I'm sure he gets a certain cut of everything. So in general, he's probably trying to make you money, which, he might not be taking into account all of the elements of what it can do to your career, like handling it this way. But I think that's short sighted. I think the agent has probably analyzed this and thought about it as much as anybody has, and just thinks this is going to be okay. Or it just might be a player empowerment thing in the fact of like trying to make a, what, I'm just going to do it because this is what I want to do. Ben Simmons, I, I feel like this isn't just the agent talk. Now, the agent might just be more open to this idea than some agents and push for it. That could be a thing too. Like, I'm not saying the agent has no say in this and no opinion, or like he doesn't have some kind of effect on the player's decision, because he has to. But okay, Anthony Davis, to me, like, the agent thing isn't as important as like the situations. Anthony Davis, after years with the team and trying these different things, and and getting hurt and coming, then he moved on, even though he still had a lot of years left in his contract extension. Ben Simmons, all of this, the team has been accommodating Ben Simmons' wants for years. All of this started to happen in the course of this season, and then the playoffs, it like came to a head. Pop's been saying all the right thing, or I'm not Pop. I'm sorry. Um, the coach, what's his name?
Doc Rivers.
Yeah, just blank. Doc's been saying all the right things. Organization has said all the right things up to this point. Ben Simmons literally disappeared, had no confidence. He did all of this to himself to create the bigger problem. And then the way he's handled it has been the problem. To me, yes, they have the same agent, and like I said, he has some sway in their decision, yes. But ultimately, they should be making the final decision. And Anthony Davis wasn't the problem. when he left New Orleans. Not necessarily. Like
Yeah, but he
they were
refused to play. That's the pattern. He refused to play. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying
but then you
100%.
can not pay them. They can do the same thing and just not trade him. I get it.
Right.
But you have to set a precedent as an organization that you're not going to get robbed or forced into a situation. If the team's willing to move on and just trade them to get rid of the problem, then that's just the world we're going to have to live in for a while until something else happens.
Yeah.
But the way Ben Simmons has handled it is, in my eyes, way worse, and it's just I
The
don't know. I
angle
just don't like it at all.
the angle I'm coming from is this. I wasn't knocking what Anthony Davis did. What I'm saying is that his handler, his agent, is same agent as Ben Simmons. You're doing the same play. With Anthony Davis, you had a year and a half left on your deal. With Ben Simmons, you have 4 years left. That's irresponsible for the agent to back him on that. It's irresponsible because here's the thing: the agent's number one goal is to make his client as most money as possible. Agents usually get between 10 and 20% of that cut. Here's the deal: you're killing that kid's career. At the end of the day, it is still Ben Simmons' right, but the agent has to have say in it. You're killing the kid's career because after this contract, do you think anyone is going to give him a big contract ever again?
Not unless he proves himself. But yes,
Right.
because Anthony Davis will get another big contract, absolutely,
Would you
because he
take?
already went someplace and won.
Would you
But
take?
this is
I'm
the
not.
problem. We don't know what the conversation with the agent was. He's got two premier players. If Anthony Davis comes to you and says, "I absolutely want to move on," be like, "I don't think this is the best option. It might you might lose money because of it because the team has all the power. I don't care. I want to move on. Get me out of here, or I will get someone who can." Okay, I'm going to do it. All right, Ben Simmons. I don't think I can't win with this team. The coach doesn't believe in me. The organization I'm just fed up with. Get me out of here. I don't think it's a good idea. You've got all these years left on your contract. The team has all the power. They can just not pay you. I don't care. Do what you can to get me out of here, or I'll just sit. If
And the,
the players, if your premier players are demanding this of you, which we do not know the conversations they've had, then you do it, or you lose your client. So we don't know exactly what direction they're given, and we don't know exactly if it's the agent suggesting the move. Like, we don't know any of this. That's
well,
what I'm saying. It's like it makes
considering it's
sense that
happened
there's a
twice,
connection.
right? Considering it's
Okay.
happened twice, we'll agree to disagree on this. But he's being irresponsible because, like I said, he's messing up further bags for Ben Simmons and also himself. And that's just the fact that's just the fact of it. Now you said, okay, Anthony Davis still got paid. Yes, we're talking about Anthony Davis. Anyone would pick Anthony Davis over Ben Simmons any day. I'm not comparing them from a player standpoint. What I'm saying is that the connection is you have the same agent and now you're making the same move. Even though Anthony
Mhm.
Davis' move at that time didn't make sense with a year and a half left on his contract, it makes 1,000% more sense than what Ben Simmons is doing right now. That was my angle. It doesn't make sense for you to just sit out when the first year of your contract. This will be this
Right.
kid's this because
Right.
he's killed his own trade value. That's the thing. You're killing your own trade value. And as an agent, you should be the one to say, hey, look, Rich Paul is going to eat no matter what because he has tons of clients in the NBA. So as his agent, he needs to say, "Hey, you're killing your money. If you don't want to do it the way that I suggest that you do it, then go ahead and find someone else." Like that that's what an agent is supposed to do. Okay? That's all I'm
We
saying.
don't know. We don't know he's not doing that. That's all
He's
I'm
still
saying.
he's still his agent.
Yeah. So
So
Oh,
obviously,
okay. You
uh,
losing somebody is worse than me losing you altogether as a client. If I can't convince you to just stay, then you're making the choice to lose out on money. You've already made that choice by just saying worst case scenario, I sit home. He doesn't. If Ben Simmons doesn't care about losing money, then what are you gonna do? Just lose him altogether as a client? Then no, you're
yeah.
just gonna be like, okay, well, if you're not gonna take any advice, I'll just I'll be your representative. Like
Look,
I
six
don't feel at the end of the day, it's Ben Simmons's decision. The agent works on his behalf. Sure, the
right.
agent doesn't want him to lose money because that doesn't make any sense. So what is he gonna do? Like just make up shit for Ben Simmons and stall?
No.
No, he has to do what he wants him to do. If anything, Ben Simmons probably looked at the Anthony Davis situation and said, "Hey, you were able to get him out. Get me out. I don't
with
care
a
about
year
the
and a
money.
half
Just
left on
get
his
me out."
deal. With a year and a half left on his deal, Anthony Davis still had a hell of a lot more leverage than Ben Simmons has absolutely no
I
leverage.
know,
Now the
I know, but
curious thing is,
Ben Simmons has made a point to show he obviously does not care about
well,
any of this.
that leads to my second thing though. So now I'm hearing through the streets. You know me in the NBA streets. I'm hearing through the streets that in order to recoup the money, because they didn't think that the Sixers would do this, in order to recoup the money, Ben Simmons may actually report, but say he's injured, so he doesn't have to play. So if he reports, he still gets paid. So that's on the horizon. So let's see. So who do you think folds first? Do you think the Sixers fold and trade him, or do you think Ben Simmons shows up and has a magical injury and doesn't play for the rest of the season?
I don't know. I think if he reports and everything, and he's like a constant, I'm in your face there every day, and then I'm still a distraction. I still feel like Philly should trade him just for the sake of continuity going forward and not wasting your own money. Like,
Hmm.
I don't think Ben Simmons deserves anything, but
Hmm.
I would get rid of him for a team standpoint. Now, if he came and reported and did what he was supposed to and just said he had an injury and could prove, I mean, I don't know how all that works. Okay, I would just get rid of him for the sake of cutting it out. That's all. But um, Ben Simmons is going to have to earn all that risk. Yeah, he'll get traded somewhere. Someone will give him some minutes, I'm sure. But if he still wants to have a legitimate NBA career where he's a star or whatever, he'll have to prove himself all over again, or he'll just fade into the background like a lot of
Mm.
players who fade away. So we'll see. But he'll have to earn all of that by playing well and winning games because people are going to knock him forever for this playoff performance.
Oh yeah,
You
definitely.
you and also we don't even know if he can be the same player before. Everything we saw in the playoffs was a confidence problem for him. You
Hmm.
know, he has an issue. So if he can't get past that, he will never be the same type of player. So
Mm.
we don't know what to expect of Ben Simmons, and he shouldn't get paid big until he's proven he can be that player again. Which there's teams out there I'm sure that take a chance on him, but still he'll be a laughing stock, and then he'll fade away. So we'll just have to see. And I hope he's not too sensitive when he has to go play in Philly because they're gonna
Oh
rip
yeah.
him.
Oh yeah.
He might have a mental breakdown in Philly and be like, I can't play. Like we
I
don't
didn't even
know.
think about that. I didn't. Oh my God. Hey,
He
so
will be the most hated player in Philly by
I,
far.
I I can remember a time when Shaq was traded from the Magic to the Lakers. There was a time Shaq missed a lot of games and wouldn't come back and play in Orlando. He would always be hurt. Really quick, I did a poll on the Hardwood Nation's Twitter feed a couple of days ago, and I said should the Sixers trade Ben Simmons ASAP, because I didn't think we were going to get to this point. Like after that playoff series and after the things were said, I thought they were going to trade him in the offseason. I didn't think we were going to end up here. So of that Twitter poll, 84% of our nation said that Ben Simmons should be traded ASAP. So that was 84 versus 16%. So that's a pretty high percentage. I thought it was actually going to be more split, like 50-50. I was surprised at that high number that said Simmons needs to be traded ASAP. So